How do you improve upon perfection? That's the dilemma that Nimbus boats faced in 2010 when the time came to release a follow-up to the 42 Nova. The answer is behind me. It's called the 43 Nova, and it's one of the largest models ever to come out of this reputable Scandinavian yard. Let's jump on board and take a closer look. The 43 Nova had a lot to live up to when it was launched in 2010. Its predecessor, the 42 Nova, had been a smash hit of 2006, with our venerable magazine asking, "Is this the perfect boat?" In fact, my esteemed colleague Dave Marsh even went as far as to say that he'd buy one himself, that is if he wasn't a penniless journalist. But Nimbus didn't rest on its laurels, and sure enough, 4 years later along came the Nova 43, packed with plenty of improvements on its older sibling. The first of which to note is this lighter upholstery scheme, which combined with the triple opening patio doors and double opening sunroof, makes this a really light and breezy saloon area. Fitting an extended bathing platform to an existing model is hardly rocket science, but we like what Nimbus has done here, and it fits with the overall shape of the hull nicely. On some models, it can be hydraulically lowered into the water. However, the one we're viewing today has to make do with a simple bathing ladder. Speaking of optional extras, the big ticket items to look out for are the stern thruster, reversing cameras, and tender crane. Up at the helm position now, and you can really tell this is a true driver's boat. All the controls fall nicely to hand, and there's great all-round visibility thanks to these slender mullions. There's no shortage of power either, with the standard installation being a pair of Volvo Penta D6s, resulting in a top speed of 33 knots from the 370 horsepower shaft drive version, like the one we're on today, or 37 knots from the slightly pricier but more fuel efficient 350 horsepower stern drive alternative. Other key features to point out while we're here include the double opening side doors and deep side decks, which make this a safe and practical boat to crew in all conditions. Below decks accommodation was a key selling point for both the 42 and the 43 Nova, as they came with 3 double cabins. This fore cabin behind me is undoubtedly the owner's cabin and features one of the key improvements that Nimbus made in 2010, with the raised deck moulding meaning you can sit upright in bed. Further back there are 2 more double cabins which are slightly pinched and a little low on storage space, so in truth you'd be much more comfortable using this as 2 couples and saving the 3rd cabin for storage. Another key feature to point out while we're down here is the extra portholes in the guest accommodation, which brings some much needed natural light into this part of the boat. Now the Nimbus 43 and 42 both came with twin heads compartments, an ensuite over on the port side, and where I'm standing there's a starboard side day heads. Quite impressive for a model of this size, however there is quite a significant drawback, and that is the headroom. If you're more than 6 foot tall like I am, you'll struggle to stand up in here, let alone have a shower. Now Scandinavian boats are renowned for having lots of clever practical innovations on board, and the 43 Nova certainly doesn't disappoint. Take this seat back here for example. This cantilevers forward into a navigator's bench, giving you extra space to sit alongside the skipper and have a great view out while you're going along. The Nimbus 43 Nova is a very attractive package, and it's no small achievement that it represents a marked improvement on the already stellar 42 Nova. This particular 2010 model that we're sat on today has already been snapped up as part of the used boat show at Swanwick Marina. However, there are plenty more well-kept examples that you can find on the market. Most of them are moored in Northern Europe, and you can expect to pay around £250,000 for a 5-year-old model. For our full report on the Nimbus 42 and 43 Nova, pick up the December edition of Motorboat and Yachting.